I'm Dibley, and this is a layout update video for Dib's Yard. Mainly what this video is going to cover is the changes that have been made to the Halt station or Halt platform area and the signal box. As we can see, the Halt platform has now changed colours very slightly, so it's been painted with burnt umber and then some dark washes and then dry brushed with a medium grey. That's to simulate the sort of footwear on it where the creosote has probably sort of worn off as people have walked on it. There's some little 3D printed steps which I designed and printed. There is actually a mistake on these steps. As you can see, the handrail on part of them, oops, probably out of focus slightly there, is on the outside and should be on the inside. There's a little bit of foliage down there. That kind of gives the idea of what I'm going to be trying to sort of achieve. It will be autumn looking, but I'm not actually happy with that. That's made with scouring pads and it just doesn't look right, so I shall be moving that. And then if we move further along, you can see just while we scan to this end, you can see some 3D printed fences, which I've tried to do. I'm still having trouble getting the supports right on those. As you can see, they've kind of dissolved away. That one will be a gate, as you can see from the angled support bar. The plan of these is to go down in here. They will go along there just to provide a bit of fencing to stop the public from wandering straight out onto the tracks. Have discussed with a few people whether there would be fencing, and from the era that I am modelling, there may not be so much fencing because people did seem to kind of know that if you walk onto a railway track you might die. Unfortunately, in the modern age, it seems that we need to be told everything because common sense seems to have gone out the window. But there you go, that's progress for you. So moving on to this end of the station, you can see that I've had a go, maybe better to show from that side. I've had a go at scratch building a small signal box. It is very, a very basic signal box because it's only got the small yard really. It would be providing control for and possibly a home signal, and I guess the distance signals for this particular small block. The signal box is scratch built from card and paper. All the tiles on the roof are just strips and then just slightly scored, just to give the impression of slates. Each of the all of the weatherboarding is individual 4mm strips of card overlaid 2mm, overlapped by 2mm. The steps are some 3D printed steps, basically the same steps as the other end of the station platform. Again, they have been slightly tweaked this time so that the handrails are on the inside. The overall appearance of the signal box is to be pretty dilapidated really. It's at the end of its life. The whole yard's at the end of its life, so this hasn't seen any love for a while. We're probably only a few months away from the signalling changing to electric signals rather than mechanical, and the whole way that the block control of the line would be handled would be from a main signal box somewhere else. So we've also got a little bit more 3D printed platform down there, and that's been covered with coffee stirrers, or the top layer, the planks are coffee stirrers, the same as the rest of the platform. We've also managed to 3D print a few of the more supports. I did originally build the supports out of barbecue skewers, but they're not very square, and actually it's quite a bit of a pain to try and make anything remotely accurate, so it's just easier to design a 3D model and 3D print it. If I come round that side, you can see some steps. There's some more 3D printed steps. They're painted in my normal worn creosote effect, which is burnt umber, then some dark washes, then some grey dry brush, and then a little bit of sort of dark green wash to sort of do a mouldy, a bit of mould around the corners where there wouldn't be any hand or foot traffic. You can also see here that I've worked a little bit on the barrow crossing, added a bit more and then painted some of it. We've also got a little path down towards the gate, 3D printed, resin printed gate. Still struggling a little bit getting my fine resin prints out in one go, so that one snapped. Will need a bit of work. It probably will be painted to look painted white but flaky eventually. We've got a little bit of my point roddings, just static point rodding, so it's little 3D printed stands and then 0.4mm jeweller's wire, silver jewellery wire, which has been painted with a bit of a rusty colour. Probably needs a bit more of a rust on at some point. There's little cranks down there. There will be some more going this way off for that point, and then maybe one will carry on. One wall rod will carry on just into the tunnel and sort of disappear from sight. So that's probably pretty much the update for this month over the Christmas period. So we'll see you on the next update.